my God.
All right, we are live. Welcome, everybody. I'm very excited to be here today. I'm Catie Harris, owner and CEO of Nursepreneurs, and I am thrilled to welcome Dr. Lendra James, one here, and she is going to be talking about virtual summits. And I just want to say that, we'll probably talk about this throughout, or maybe during Q&A and stuff. But I just, on Lendra's motivation here, decided to do my own summit. So I'll talk a little bit about that during this as well. So I'm really excited to be following Lendra's program and what you're setting up here. So Lendra, without further ado, if comments come up, if they're relevant at the time, I'll kind of pipe in. Otherwise, we'll hold them to the end. But I want to give you the stage and take it away.
Very good. Well, welcome everyone, and thank you so much for joining. I am just going to go ahead and jump right in. So, we're going to use Catie as a case study here today, and today we're going to talk about how one virtual summit generated over 5,000 leads in just 5 days. And that was actually a quote from Catie Harris. We're going to talk about how to generate thousands of leads using virtual summits because they can be such a game changer for your business. They're very, very powerful, hosting those virtual summits, and they, and going back to Catie, what Catie mentioned, she was able to leverage a virtual summit and transformed her business, gaining over 5,000 qualified leads in just a few days. So just imagine the impact that hosting a virtual summit can have on your business. And I'm sure you can relate. I mean, a lot of times when we go into business, sometimes we have the struggles. It doesn't feel like nothing that you're doing is really working. And it's not your fault, right? Because the healthcare industry is very challenging and traditional marketing methods often fall short. And one of the reasons is because in healthcare, no one really teaches us marketing and no one really teaches healthcare workers the business aspect of running and operating a business. So you just want to pull your hair out half the time. Now, a quote that from Catie is that nurses are natural entrepreneurs, and we are. And we know that because we're able to transfer our skills as clinicians into our business and be successful entrepreneurs. And, like a lot of you, when Catie first became a nurse, and she'll tell you this, when she first became a nurse, she was over the moon excited about being a nurse. And then a lot of times as we work our way up the ladder, we get more degrees or we get a higher position, we start to work 60 to 80 hours a week instead of and only get paid for 40, right? So who here has been there, right? You know what it's like to only get paid for 40 hours, but yet you're putting in 60 and 80 hours because you're on vacation and you're, checking your emails and you're responding to emails. And you just feel like if you're not there, the place is going to burn down. And the reality of it is it's not. They're going to go on with or without you. But a lot of times as nurses, we don't feel that way. So by the end of this webinar, you're going to really understand the power of virtual summits. You're going to learn how to structure your own summit so that you can maximize lead generation and really discover the key strategies to attract and engage your ideal audience. And we're going to give you actionable tips today. So we're going to go through some secrets of hosting a virtual summit and generating those 5,000 leads. Now, you want to be able to bridge the gap. And why bridging that gap is so important is because no one really, as I mentioned before, no one really showed us how to operate the financial side of the business. So how do we bridge that gap, and how do we really be able to identify and strategically have the leads that we need in order to successfully run our business? So who am I, and why am I here today? So we're here to talk about virtual summits, and I am Dr. Lendra James. I built a multiple six-figure, multifaceted business as a nurse, author, speaker, podcaster, nurse business coach, and course creator. I am the CEO and founder of DL James Consulting and Premier Infusions and Wellness. I've mentored and guided nurses across the country, helping them to really navigate the complexities of the healthcare system and build their own businesses as well. And as Catie mentioned, I actually hosted and organized the Health and Wealth Expo, a virtual summit myself. Now, James Consulting is the direct result of my experience as a healthcare leader. A leader who experienced bias, which led to burnout. And, as nurses, it's not hard for us to get a job, right? And I worked my way up through academia and achieved my doctorate of nursing practice degree. And in doing so, I also worked my way up the ladder in nursing. And I was noticing a vicious cycle. I was noticing nurses burn out. I was noticing leaders burn out. And I remember getting a better job, and it was going to be a higher salary. It was going to be a different environment, different organization. So I really felt like I was starting off new, going to have a fresh start. And I got there, and it was the same old show. It was the same thing. Leaders were burning out, nurses were burning out. And I myself decided that I needed to take a step back and prioritize myself. And by doing so, I really started to prioritize what I felt was important. And one of the things that I started to do was I started looking into business, and I started building my business. And as I started to build my business, I got my spark back, right? So you know how you have that PEA in that pulseless electrical activity? It's like I started to get that pulse back in my rhythm, and I started to recognize me again, because for a while there, I wasn't really recognizing me. And building my business is what helped get me that spark back, because I was now able to get my message out the way I wanted to, my way, and reach the masses. And that really brings me to why you ladies and gentlemen are here today. So I attended a mastermind some time ago. So I attended a mastermind, and during that mastermind, it was a mastermind. It was for women in business. And, if you ever been to a mastermind, we were in groups, and they have these group sessions or small group sessions. And there were 10 of us. And when we got to me, the question was, we were talking about goal setting. And my goal was to host a summit in 2 months. And so I was challenged with, well, what's stopping you? Here's your panel. And I said, okay, so if you know anything about me, it's challenge accepted, right? So we went on and we hosted a summit, and it was fabulous. And I said, I want to do this again. And I want to do it for healthcare workers. And that's exactly what I did. I hosted and organized the Health and Wealth Expo, a virtual summit. And it was a huge success. Earlier this year, we hosted the Health and Wealth Expo, and we gave resources, and we had experts really come up and talk about starting your own business. We talked about financial literacy. We talked about business credit, personal credit. And, it was really, when we look at lead generation as well, it was really a game changer, and it was really transformative when you look at the amount of leads that we were able to incur. Now, this is a new approach to lead generation, right? And I want to share with you the exact strategies that help transform my business. And by the end of this webinar, you'll have a roadmap to really generate thousands of leads using virtual summits. So let's go ahead and let's talk about it. So today I'm going to be revealing the secrets to hosting a virtual summit. Now, there's 3 secrets that I want to talk about with you today. And those 3 secrets are the power of virtual summits, leveraging speaker opportunities, and effective marketing strategies. So what does that mean? Well, secret 1, When you look at online events, the virtual summits can be so powerful because you're online. Like that's what makes it so powerful. You're able to reach an audience that you may not have been able to reach. When you look at, you can have people who are in California, you can have people attend who are in Texas, and you're not pigeonholed to just your normal geography. So that's the beauty of having your online events. And you get to showcase your expertise. So now people who are a connection that you may not have known or had, now you have them because they know you from this virtual summit. It's so amazing. We were able to have some of our experts who were in different areas of the country. So one of the attorneys, he was actually in, I think he was either in Florida at the time or he was away, but he was able to take 45 minutes of his time and be in a 10-hour virtual summit. So that's why it's a secret that you definitely want to, it helps you to broaden your horizon, so to speak. They provide immense value to your audience, and it really positions you as an authority in your niche. And think about how, it helps you to build a highly engaged email list. When people are attending your summit, they're attending your summit because what you're talking about and what you're going to discuss is information that they want that may not be readily available within their geography. So this helps to really generate buzz and excitement around your brand. So this is how people can get to know you. Now, the Nursepreneur Summit. Catie hosted the Nursepreneur Summit some years ago, and she had a host of experts from action news reporters to business owners. And this was the beginning of her successful business after generating thousands of leads from hosting a summit. And, listen, it doesn't have to be, they could be pre-recorded sessions, they could be live sessions. You're able to really figure out how you want to do your summit. And that's the beauty of it. You have to remember the key to success is really providing value and building relationships with your audience. And virtual summits are a great way to build a relationship with your audience. They get to know you. As I mentioned, it positions you as an authority. You get to showcase your expertise, and you get to rapidly grow your email list. Secret number 2. Leveraging speaker partnerships. Now, what does that mean? By partnering and collaborating with your speakers, you get to be able to build relationships with those speakers. Now, they're crucial. The speaker partnerships are crucial because, again, it helps to expand your reach to new audiences, and it really enhances your credibility and your authority. You get to provide diverse content and diverse perspectives, and it helps to build lasting professional relationships. During our summit, we had about 10 experts we had about 10 experts during our virtual summit. And I went down the list with you before on the topics that they covered. But those relationships, I still have partnerships with the experts. So I'm still able to call them. They still can call me and say, Lendra, can you speak here? Or I can send them, clients and referrals. So you collaborate not only for the virtual summit, but for an ongoing basis. So just to give you an example, Lucille has a nurse-owned business. Now, Lucille she has an administrative position at a New York City hospital, but she also has her own business. Now, we've been able to build a relationship where Lucille is actually now one of my coaches. She's actually now one of my nurse coaches, and she was on my podcast. And I have to say that her episode, because of the energy that she brings, her episode is one of the highest viewed episodes that we have. And again, it's because of the energy that she brings. And she was one of the panelists at the Health and Wealth Expo. Dr. Logan, she has a mental health practice. She was another expert, and she talked about mental health during the virtual summit. She also gave tips and strategies for the audience as a takeaway. So that was great in it within itself, because the audience actually had a chance to see what she had to offer through her tips and through her strategies. Attorney Abramowitz, I actually still send him referrals. He's the healthcare law attorney, and I have him on speed dial through my text. I can text him if I have questions about my wellness business. I can text him, and like I said, and I still send him clients. So that's the beauty of building the partnerships that you can build through the collaboration. Leveraging speaker partnerships, they can really exponentially grow your business. And by growing your audience, right? And it enhances the value of your summit. And by collaborating with experts, you gain that credibility, you reach new audiences, and you provide diverse, valuable content. That leads me to secret three: effective marketing. Now, you have to have a strategy when it comes to your marketing, and virtual summits are a strategy that you can use. And because I mentioned this before, when you host a summit, you're targeting a specific audience, and you can really maximize your attendance of the audience that you're trying to attract. Now, why is this so crucial? Effective marketing is vital because it ensures high attendance rates, it engages your audience before, during, and after your summit, and it maximizes your lead generation potential. And again, it creates buzz and excitement around your event, because that's what you want. You want people to be excited. Think about the summits that you've attended. Look at how you see it all over social media. Look at how you see you see it on websites or different ads that you see, because you want to create that buzz. So part of the successful marketing campaign that we did social media, we did email marketing, our experts, they told their audience. So it's really important that you have a marketing campaign so that people know, what's going on, because the last thing you want is to have your summit come around and no one knew about it. Some feedback from our summit, we actually, polled and this is what we talk about about surveying your audience. And one of the things about having your summit virtually is the logistics. And so when we asked our audience about the logistics, when it came to accommodation, when it came to communication, the speakers and the event platform, it was greens all across, because hosting a virtual summit is very accommodating and people appreciate the logistics of it. And I say all this to say effective marketing strategies are really essential for the success of your virtual summit. It helps you really target and promote an engaging audience. And by doing this, you can really ensure high attendance and maximize your lead generation. Now, there's a lot more to it, right? So we just covered the basics of how to generate leads using virtual summits, but there's so much more to learn. I know I gave you the 3 secrets, but there's more to learn to this. And what I've curated is a course on how to host a virtual summit and generate thousands of leads. And through this course, you're able to gain the knowledge and skills needed to create and host a virtual summit that's going to help to grow your business. So you're going to be able to generate massive leads. You're going to be able to establish yourself as an industry authority. You're going to be able to increase the revenue for your business and business growth. And that's what we all want, right? We want our businesses to grow. What makes this course so unique, and so unlike Other courses, this course actually gives step-by-step actionable strategies for you to host a successful summit. We're going to be, there has templates, tools, resources. When I say we, it's because of I have a team, right? So because you do need a team to be able to put together something so unique as this course. You are also going to get personalized support, and you're going to receive community access so that you can have a community of like-minded individuals who's trying to put together exactly what you are as well. So there you're going to get comprehensive course modules, right? That's really going to cover every aspect of hosting a virtual summit. In this way, you can learn at your own pace with the video tutorials and the worksheets. That way you can really, say goodbye to that confusion and the frustration of figuring out how to generate leads on your own. Now, you might be saying, Dr. Lendra, I'm just not tech savvy enough. Now, and hosting a virtual summit requires advanced technical skills. That is a myth. The reality is with user-friendly platforms and comprehensive guides available, anyone can host a virtual summit. And our program offers step-by-step tutorials to assist you with just that. We're also going to give you templates, right? You're going to have access to customizable templates for your email marketing, for your landing pages, for your social media. And this will just really help you save time and ensure professional, high converting designs. That way you can eliminate the guesswork and start with proven templates that have really, really, really worked. The templates that are in this course are such a game changer. And this is me talking. This was, they will allow you to save so much time and result in such a professional looking summit that your attendees they will definitely love. You're also going to get private access to a community, right? You're going to be able to have that be in a network of like-minded professionals, get personalized support from our team, and get your question answered, right? And you'll be able to network with others. And that way you won't feel alone in your journey. You can receive guidance and support every step of the way. Now, you might be saying, I don't have a large enough audience to make it successful. Again, a myth. Remember that first summit that I told you guys about? The myth is that you need a massive audience to benefit from a virtual summit. Starting with a small engaged audience can be highly effective, and partnering with other speakers and leveraging their audiences can significantly expand your reach. You're also going to get a roadmap to the summit implementation, and this helps to eliminate that guesswork with a clear step-by-step roadmap. That way you'll get a detailed plan covering every phase of the event, from initial planning to post-event analysis. And this really helps you to save time and avoid overwhelm by having a clear, structured plan. You might be saying, Dr. Lendra, virtual summits are too expensive to organize. Myth. Virtual summits they require a large budget to execute. The reality is virtual summits can be highly cost effective, and they're generally lower than in-person events. So think about when you have to book a room, you have to pay for videographers, you have to pay for, possibly to fly your speakers in, it's virtual summits eliminate that. So they eliminate overhead costs. You can be right at your laptop and host a virtual summit for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. It's again, this is why they're such a game changer. You might be saying, I don't have time to organize a virtual summit, and hosting a summit is too time consuming for a busy professional. The reality, with proper planning and efficient tools, you can manage your time effectively. If you've ever heard of batching, if you batch a lot of the processes and the tasks and utilize automations, it can save you so much time significantly. Now, when you look at the value of what you're getting today, You got you have the modules, you have the templates, you have the private community, you have the roadmap. Now, all of this is valued at over $6,500. Now, if all this did was help you generate thousands of qualified leads, would a one-time payment of $6,000 be worth it? If all this did was establish you as an authority in your niche, would a one-time payment of $5,000 be worth it? If all this did was increase your revenue and business growth, would a one-time payment of $4,000 be worth it? Now, I had two choices. I could charge the full value of over $6,500, but to ensure high quality and accessibility, I decided to offer it at a special price today. And this way you can get the best of both worlds, right? I want you to be able to get top quality and affordability. And, what's it worth when you look at the value? Imagine really being able to consistently generate thousands of leads, right? Establishing yourself as an authority, growing your business, the potential revenue and opportunities, it far exceeds the investment of this course. I didn't tell you about the bonuses. Now, with all of this, there's also bonuses that are involved. Now, NOLA is a CRM, and with NOLA, you'll be able to host your virtual summit, do your marketing, and do your sales campaign for your virtual summit. It's a CRM, right? And so those of you in business, you know that having a CRM is important. And what I like about NOLA is an all-in-one platform. So imagine having the access to NOLA with the first month being free and free setup. And that's valued at $15.97. So you're going to get that along with your bonuses, along with your course as a bonus. I do have a limited time offer that I wanted to really talk about. And this offer is limited because, we want to ensure that each participant receive personalized attention and support. We are only accepting a select number of people who are really serious about transforming their business. So if you're serious, this offer is definitely for you. Now, I have a special bonus, as I mentioned, for action takers. And for those who enroll by the end of the webinar, you're going to receive exclusive bonuses really designed to help you accelerate your success and just give you even more value to the course. You're going to get a bonus 30-minute one-on-one coaching call with me. And it's really to help you with your strategy, right? For your unique situation, help you to eliminate any confusion and really get clear on your actionable steps. Now, I just wanted to share with you some things that my clients are saying. This is Leslie, and Leslie is actually she's actually starting her own mobile IV hydration business. She said, my experience with Lendra as my business coach has been invaluable. She is extremely knowledgeable. Without her experience and guidance, I don't know that I would have been able to launch my business. And that's why I say, when it comes to me helping you launch your businesses, this is what I do. This is what I do as a business coach. And I'm actually grateful and thankful to Leslie. Terrion is another one of my mentees. Now, Terrion is someone who I have mentored over the years. So I've mentored Terrion from the time he was a nursing assistant, and now Terrion is actually going into a CRNA program. Chris is another one of my business mentees. So Chris actually started her own consulting business. And, she appreciated how I was able to answer her questions and just really help. We put together a plan. I guided her through the course, and she's starting her consulting business. The second bonus that I want to give you guys is you're going to get exclusive access to a mastermind. Now, remember I mentioned the mastermind earlier in this webinar? masterminds can be such a game changer, and they're important because you really get to be around innovative thinkers, like-minded people, and I mean, the experiences can be, if you've never been to a mastermind, you have to attend one in your life. And once you attend that one, you'll attend them again and again. I mean, you gain so much wisdom and intellect, and you're able to network with people who either they're like-minded where you are, or they're where you want to be. And that's the beauty of attending masterminds. And you're going to receive a ticket to our mastermind within the next 12 months. Now, let's just recap everything that you're getting here. So you're going to get the course modules, you're going to get the templates, you're going to get the private community, the summit roadmap, you're going to get the NOLA setup, the one-on-one, the action taker one-on-one coaching call, and you're going to get a ticket to the mastermind. Those are your action taker bonus. Now, when you look at the value of all of that, and when we look at today's price, this is today's price for the course. And I wanted to really give you guys a no-brainer offer so that you can really take action. I don't want you guys to miss the opportunity to transform your business. Just imagine the leads you'll generate, the authority that you can build, and the revenue that you'll increase. So what we guarantee, we're so confident in our course, and because we have this experience with hosting virtual summits, what we're going to give you 90-day access and updates. What that means is once you enroll, you'll gain 90-day access to the course material. You'll have monthly coaching calls. You're going to have a dedicated support team. So our team will be available to answer your questions through email, Monday through Friday. We just ask that you allow 24 to 48 hours for us to get back to you. Then you're also going to have access to the community. Well, you'll be able to really network with possible fellow participants who, share experiences and, really gain insights and networking opportunities. And when you think about its worth and why it's worth it, it's, just like investing in yourself, right? This is an investment in you. This is an investment in your business. You invest in your education, you invest in your health. This course is your way of investing into long-term success for you and for your business. So the return on investment is really massive compared to the initial cost. So everything that I mentioned, this is the course in a nutshell. So this is the course with the templates, with the private community, with all of the bonuses. So this is the course with the mentorship. Now, you might be saying, Lendra, I don't necessarily need the mentorship, but I want to share something with you first. Dr. Logan was a participant to the summit. She didn't consider herself, she was an expert, I should say, participant, and she didn't consider herself a speaker. She was really reluctant to speak, but she did. She was an expert speaker, and I told you she shared some tips and strategies with the attendees, with the guests of the virtual summit. Dr. Logan has since started her own coaching business. She is now coaching. She has her own mental health nurse practitioner business. She is now coaching other healthcare professionals on how to coach and how to start their own healthcare mental health business practices. She's also writing a book. I'm just excited. I can't even get it out. She's also writing her first book, and she's starting on her second cohort for her coaching program. So, and this is all really, she's generated like thousands of people just for her Facebook group. And that's how her clients are able to find her. And that's how she started her coaching program. And like I said, now she's on to her second cohort for her coaching program. So again, I talk about the impact that virtual summits can have. Now you have two choices. You can decide to wait and continue doing the steps, taking the steps and using the strategies that you're currently using, or you can really start this journey towards generating thousands of leads and transforming your business. So you have to decide, because I want to invite you into our program. But again, it's totally up to you. So this is the program. This is the program that, with the courses, with the templates, with the private community, with the roadmap, the access to NOLA, the one-on-one 30-minute call for action takers, the bonus ticket to the mastermind for action takers. And today for the course mentorship is $29.99. But as I mentioned earlier, you may say, I just want the on-demand course. And for the on-demand course, the course is $14.99, $14.97, just for the course only, if you just want a course only. I definitely encourage you and invite you to take advantage of the mentorship. However, you have another option. If you want to take the course and do on demand on your own, you can definitely have the course. You'll still get access to the templates. You'll still get access to the roadmap. You'll still get access to NOLA, the NOLA setup with the first month free, and you'll still get the ticket to the mastermind. So that is all I have for you today. And I am happy to take any questions that anyone may have.
That was awesome, Lendra. And, just to kind of like put it into perspective for people that are like, well, I have XYZ business. So one of the things that I'm doing, like Lendra said, I had hosted that. I mean, that's really how I got Nursepreneurs kicked off in 2019, that we kind of were able to catapult, was because I did a virtual summit and literally got thousands of leads. That's how it got going. So when I started Philly Wellness Center, because before that I had, I'd have a client here, a client there, put a little cohort here, put a little cohort there. And it was like so frustrating. And the summit changed everything, because now I had this list and I would send emails out to the list. I haven't stopped sending emails for 5 years, and it works. It always works to send emails to people. So having a lead magnet like a virtual summit is, it's invaluable. It's really, that is, we don't sell on social media. We sell on the email list, and it's the only way that we make money. Like, we wouldn't exist if it weren't for the email list. We wouldn't exist if it weren't for the virtual summit, because I would have burnt out a long time ago trying to, do all this stuff, like, little by little. So when I started my wellness center, Philly Wellness Center here in Philadelphia, I thought, well, like, I don't really know anybody in this space. I worked neurocritical care for 25 years. How do I get to know people? And, when Lendra was doing her summit, I'm like, that's right, summits. Like, I need to go back to the summit. So, I have I have about 7 out of the 10 experts that I want. I just have to interview them. It's launching in the end of September, but it's a way to reach out to people. I had one of the ladies was she worked for a newspaper, and she's like, oh, I want to write this up. And I'm like, okay, but things happen when you do stuff. And I think that's the important thing. And it doesn't matter what your business is. There's topics around that. So if you're in IV hydration, you're in med spa, you're in the wellness, you're in hormone therapy, you're I don't care if you sell widgets, like, it doesn't matter. There's conversations around those topics, and you bring the leaders in, and you're associated with those leaders now. Like, every speaker that I have come in, it's like, oh, Catie knows this person and this person. And how did I get these? Cold email. Like, I literally just got an email from someone who's like, I'd love to be in your summit. And I'm still kind of like, oh my God, like, they said yes. Like, I don't know this person, but I'm really excited about them because they look really neat. And it's a way to meet people. It's a way to learn. It's a way to, I'm not doing it for shits and giggles. Like, this is going to bring in business for us.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with everything that you said, Catie. And that's the beauty of virtual summits. And to your point, and if I didn't, take that message home, or, really hit it home run with this message, the virtual summits can be such a game changer because, like you said, it positions you as an authority, and it just really it transforms your business through your email list. I mean, when you talk about going on social media, people are on social media trying to sell, and I'm of the mindset of likes don't buy. Right. So when you talk about selling to your email list, these are people who they trust you. They know, like, and trust you. Right. And that's why they're on your email list. And that's what this is about building. It's about building that email list so that you can have that know, like, and trust factor, position yourself as that authority, and be able to and continue rinse and repeat and generate those thousands of leads that way.
So, Lendra, how do people sign up for this?
We have the link here. Let me stop sharing.
But yeah, I mean, if you're new in business, or even if you've been in business for a while, if you want to generate, a buzz in your area, if you want to get to know other business people, if you want to bring in more clients, this is a really key way to do it. It is the virtual summits. And I've seen, I've seen virtual summit programs that are way more expensive than this. This is a really good deal. Let's see.
See, I just put it in the chat.
Okay, so you put it in private chat, so I want to put it for everybody.
There we go. Thank you.
Oh, I just put it back in private chat. Yeah, I'll put it in the comments. We're just talking to ourselves here. All right, there it goes.
There we go. All right.
I'm going to break these up. So there's one. Yeah, so you want to go to these checkout pages. And the first one is the $29.99, where you get the mentorship. And the mentorship is really key. Like, I really kind of went in deep with courses and always got the cheapest course with no, I'm like, I'll just do it myself. And the problem is that, without any accountability, it's so easy. I mean, there's probably courses that I haven't even opened yet, which is, terrible to say, but, having the more I kind of spent on courses and the more accountability, the more I got out of those courses, and they were worth 10 times the course that I didn't even open. Right.
Right.
Even if you pay more, it's worth it to have that mentorship.
Right. I completely agree. And that's why, and that's the beauty of, to your point, the mentorship, to really getting, especially those coaching calls, that community. It really allows you to be able to network and ask questions and just really not feel like you're alone, because a lot of times, sometimes you don't open the courses because you forget about them. There's no accountability, right? Like and that's why accountability partners are so important too.
Yeah.
Like really having those accountability partners.
Yeah.
And
yeah, and it's easy to chase after, other things. So you get the instant gratification of buying something, and then you're like, oh, but it's, and then you never open it, and you're like, it doesn't work, but, because you never opened the course. So this works, and it works again and again and again. And, I felt like years ago when I did this, I was like, oh, is anybody really going to be interested? And this was pre-COVID, and it worked. And post-COVID, it works even better, because people are accustomed to and almost expect a virtual summit. Like I just got back from Florida this weekend, and it was a nightmare. I don't know who would host a freaking conference in Florida in August, because we got hit by the hurricane. And, I was stuck there for 3 days. I had my flight canceled 5 times. And I'm like, this could have been online. Like, saved money. Everybody could have saved a lot of time and money, just by having the whole thing virtual. And there's an expectation now that option exists. Just so these are like virtual summits. I mean, they should just be called summits, and then there's in-person summits, right?
Right. No, and to your point, that's so funny. So same here. I actually just came back this weekend from a summit in person, and I actually left a day early And when I was speaking with one of the guests that was there, she was actually one of the speakers actually, and she texted me and she said, "My flight just got delayed 3 times." And I said, the airport chronicles. And to your point, and these are the type of things that virtual summits, it really, really eliminates. You have convenience, you have the opportunities to reach people who are in Florida, in Michigan, in Texas, in Colorado. Like, you'd be surprised at the number of people that you can reach. And that's the beauty of it. Someone who would have probably never been your client, and now they are because they found you through this virtual summit. So
Right.
that's the beauty of it.
Exactly. And actually, for my wellness, I didn't want local people speaking exactly on my topic, because then everybody goes there, right? So I want somebody speaking on topics that, maybe they're from Alaska, and you're not going to, you're going to come to me. You're not going to go to Alaska to get your pellets done, right? So, we want to speak about pellets, but I want synergistic businesses, but I also want to talk about the things that I deliver, and have somebody else talk about them as well. Because it's like, when you say it, it comes out salesy. When somebody else validates it, it's like, oh, well, that, there you go. It's proof that it works, type of thing. But also, I have like speakers. I have a speaker in the UK that's presenting on stuff, and I have speakers that when I did my summit in 2019, I had some big names in the industry that I never would have gotten them to come to a live. But John Lee Dumas spoke at my and he's Entrepreneur on Fire, like, huge name in the business. Kevin Rogers, another big name in copywriting, he was there. So it was pretty exciting. And once you get like one person that people have heard of, then it's easy. You just like, oh, John Lee Dumas is speaking at and they're like, oh, if he's speaking, I want to speak too.
I want to speak.
Yeah, because you want to be associated with those people, and that's the whole thing. The association is really key. You need to be seen with other experts, and then people associate you and assume you're an expert too, because why would experts speak to you if you're not an expert?
Right. No, you're absolutely right. And that's really the takeaway. And that's what I'm hoping that people realize when it talks about, again, when you talk about lead generation, you have experts on your panel, and who isn't going to want to listen to that expert from the UK, or that expert from West California who has such a big name for themselves, so it's now to have those connections, to have that connection to be able to collaborate.
Right.
It's completely transformative.
And you certainly don't need to be a big name. So my business, I just opened in January. That's like 7 months ago. And I don't have a big name. I'm not a big name in the space. Like, nobody's heard of me. But reaching out to these people, it's sure you'll get some people that ignore you, but or they won't respond. But like I said, I just had this one lady. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe. Not only did she respond, she said she'd be honored to be part of it. And I'm like, so you just never know. So I take, one topic. Let's say I want to talk about gut health. And, I'll put out 10, 15 emails to people to see, get feelers, see if they're interested. And maybe a couple of people will respond. Maybe they'll say yes, maybe they'll say no, maybe they won't respond at all. So yeah, it's exciting. And you don't have to, like I said, you don't have to be a big name. You just have to be persistent and, be excited about what you're doing.
Yeah. I'm actually doing an interview series right now, and this is some of the things that we talk about in the mentorship program, is how you approach people. And to your point, a lot of them they're like, oh yeah, sure, I would love to. Give them the topic, do your research, see if this is someone who you would want to speak, who's relating to your topic, and invite them to speak, for you to interview them, invite them to be in your summit. Though, and again, 9 times out of 10 they'll say yeah, and if they don't, it's okay.
Yeah, you don't kind of dwell on that. You move on to the next person.
Move on, exactly. You move right along.
And ask friends of friends, or if you get somebody somebody that says yes, you can say, oh, I have these other topics. So, do you know anybody, and just, go down the lane that way as well.
Right. And that's what I did with my summit. I had one thing in mind for someone to speak to, and they is, oh, well, you know what? I would rather speak about mental health and let this person speak about finance. Sure, and that happened. So that happened with Dr. Linda Logan. She actually can speak to finance and mental health, and it was more appropriate for her to speak to mental health. And she actually was able to bring in another speaker who was able to speak to finance. So it worked out. It really can.
Awesome. All right. Well, you want to tell people again where they can go and what they should be doing and what's included?
Absolutely. So what's included in the course mentorship is you get 90 days, that 90-day mentorship, which includes one coaching call a month. You'll get the course modules. You are going to receive the templates. You're going to receive, and these templates are really crucial, because the templates are really going to help you with your scripting. They're going to help you with you sending your emails. They're going to help you with really building your funnel pages. And that's where the NOLA setup comes into as well. So you'll be able to have that bonus of the NOLA system set up. You'll get NOLA set up. You'll get the first month free. And remember, the action takers, you'll get the one-on-one coaching call with me for 30 minutes, and you will also get that bonus ticket to a mastermind. And like I said, if you've never been to a mastermind, you definitely want to be in the room to be able to really network and, let people know who you are, build your authority, build your networking, and, really get to know and be able to collaborate and possibly meet your experts that you may have at your virtual summit as well. So that's the course mentorship, or like I said, you can go on demand and you can just take the courses, and really, you can go at it with, trying to host it with the courses only. Either way, you really can't go wrong. It's a great offer.
Awesome. All right, Linda. Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Catie. Have a good day. Bye.